Hello, Unboxed. Hello. Hi. Oh, what a beautiful day. How you doing over there, Snuggle Cat? Good to see you. Oh, I love recycled masks so much. And that's on the agenda for Unboxed October. Put on your mask hat, put on your games, art, whatever you want to do. I'm going to just walk you through the outline of the month and of October Unboxed. I'm Wildys self, and I know you guys, but maybe somebody out there doesn't really know me yet, but we'll get to know each other better. Through shadow play especially. So something on the future of your October Unboxed is mask making, and that is mostly a creative exercise to get you thinking about recycled materials. Well, this is some kind of packaging material. Not sure where it came from, but there's tons of kitchen materials that are recycled, like gallon jugs, plastic gallon jugs. People cut open and make really cool masks with those. Wow, cardboard, anything really. Find it, tin foil, whatever's interesting to you, and whatever you've got laying around. Because I did not pack things for your mask in the box, except for, oh, let's see, what did okay, I did put some ties so that you can have one tie for each side. I like to tie them on the sides with reinforcements, okay? So you want to glue or tape, duct tape, or a double piece of paper onto the edges, and you want to punch your holes and tie your strings, 2 strings, and that way you can tie in the back, tie and untie, and you're always, guys, ready for the masquerade. All right, so that one has fabric and yarn and just all sorts of things that I had around. Today we're going to be working on Crazy Creatures. Get my dress settled. Crazy Creatures, which is also called Exquisite Corpse. I'm not fond of the name for some reason, and that is your paper that's folded in thirds. So you can do this on your own. You could watch the video first. You could do it with me. I'm going to try to keep it rolling. But anytime you're folding thirds, just a little quick tip is to fold that first piece to where these two are equal. And that's going to be thirds. So you can play Crazy Creatures with a friend or a family member or yourself. And I love to do it. So you've got your tri-fold paper. I'll use a dark pen so you can see what I'm doing, but normally I would start with a pencil. And we've got the head, the body, and the legs, okay, up top. And this will be our creature. So when you start with the head, usually you fold all the parts back so you can't see them, and you're working with the head only. And I'm just gonna go wild with my head right here. Okay, and you can take as long as you want on it. I'm doing a Crazy Creature. Exaggeration is always fun for cartoons or, okay, so here's what I've got for the head. Now, develop that if you like. Play with a friend, don't take too long, set the timer, 5 minutes, whatever. Now, I'm gonna mark right where the head meets the body for my next player. And that might even be myself. It's okay to play this with yourself, because the next player won't know what you did to start with for the head, but they're going to need to know where to start the body. So that's why I gave them a little cue So the body can incorporate wings, scales, multiple arms. It's just completely up to you. Wow. Okay. Mine's turning into a goddess. All right. And then I'm going to work on the body here, the torso, and then mark. Okay, so I'm just going simple. You go for it, okay? I'll take my time later, but I've marked the last piece. Oh, and we're not supposed to look at it yet. Shh, no! Don't look at it yet. I just want to make sure you can see where the legs are going to meet, or tail, or maybe it's an octopus. I don't know. But then you can develop, so you've got the bottom of the beastie, and you could develop the textures using patterns. What kind of skin or fur does it have? And so I'm developing my tail end of the creature. Then, and you can pass this on to your friend, your family, your neighbor, whoever, your quarantine buddy, who's ever with you. And then when you get it back, and if you have 2 more players, great. Somebody does the head and you rotate in a circle. Okay, we're doing heads, pass it on. We're doing bodies, pass it on. And they're not supposed to look at the rest because it's a surprise. The reveal is when the creature all comes together. And you can take it from there and develop it with details. So here's one from the past that I love. Fun. Some of it, it's Boo. And then we name them. This one's Boo. And Boo has some nice details happening. All with pencil. You can add color. This was done with students of mine, and so she's working on a pretty cool looking dress with marker, adding details. There are flowers at her feet and little sandals, and I don't know her name because I cannot read that. Onslers, I don't know. This is Zig. And Zig has many legs, thin body, wings, funny little hair. And look at his arms. So crazy creatures. Think about different animals, different insects. And then you can play as many times as you want. You're developing characters from thin air, from scratch. So that's the power of imagination and creativity. Now you've created something that did not exist before. You are the inventor, and we are creating the future. So name those characters, play with them. Now you can use those as inspirations for your puppet, your shadow puppet, if you like. Maybe I want to make my shadow puppet into a character like Zig. Okay, the shadow puppet is going to be made with the dark papers. Choose one, use both. It's kind of a two-tone. You may start with black, you may add gray, whatever you like. Also, if you pull out this piece that I'm cutting apart right now that has some little arms and legs and parts, you can cut those if you like. This is one way to do it, and that is to lay down those pieces onto your stiffer board and then go from there, expand. So I could, let's see, I'm not going to do that in the middle of my paper. I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to make it bigger, and this one's going to have horns. I'm working with a pencil on black paper because you can really see it well. See that shiny graphite? Okay, so what I just did was I turned that into a horned creature, and maybe with a big old nose. I think I'm going to add a big old nose because it's looking like a profile. Okay, so you can take these parts and pieces and use them. Okay, here's a foot. Well, what kind of foot does my creature have? A big furry one. And I'm gonna give it claws because my creature has horns and claws now. Oh. So here comes the foot. All right, and the reason we're building these separately is so when we put them all together with our brads, we'll put them together with our brads and use our chopsticks to manipulate the arms. The brads will hold the pieces together. This is structured off of a Javanese shadow puppet. So in Indonesia and China, it's a long history of storytelling. So these characters might be deeper or deeply ingrained in your shadow beings, possibly. Maybe you want to invent specific creatures and that represent parts of your emotional being or spiritual being, and then you can make plays with them and performing arts and share the shadow theater with your family or friends or videos, because once you have the parts and pieces together, now these don't have moving pieces. These were original little characters that this is how I put them together using the parts. And then adding all sorts of paper and texture and whatever. But it's better when they move and they're made of the black paper, because that's the traditional Javanese shadow puppet techniques, intricately cut. You can add translucent color papers so that you can see through the colors, and when you're making your shadow play, those colors will reflect off the surface. Because all you need for the shadow play, for the performances, would be your characters, which I'm working on mine now. This one's going to represent my character. I guess it's the Fool. I love the Fool. And so then you need your flashlight and the wall or the surface so that you can manipulate. So the arms will be connected here, or the legs. I will put the arms on here probably. And yeah, I'm gonna attach these to my puppet via a little bit of strong masking tape. I use this pretty much for everything. I just tore off a little piece because it really sticks well, but I'm going to attach that to the arms of my moving puppet. Okay, so this one's not moving, but yours is going to move due to the brads. And you can use a hole puncher to do those if you have enough space on the shoulders. I'm just going to go through this real quick. I don't want to make these videos too long, but let me just go through this with you. I'm going to do a quick one. Okay, I'm going to put together, I'm literally just cutting shapes, but here's the head of my creature, body of my creature. Please take your time and as much detail as you want with this, but I'm going to just show you how the pieces are going to work together, okay? And then I need my arms, legs. Oh, maybe I have lots of arms. Oh, I'm seeing a Haku figure. I'm seeing a kind of a demon figure coming out because it reminds me of Samurai Jack. All of a sudden, just cutting shapes. So these will be my arms, and it's reminding me of the black of the Samurai Jack. Ooh, okay. Okay. All right, so, and that was an animation that came out in the 90s. No, that was 2000. That was 2,000. Okay, I need some legs. And you can plan all this out or be spontaneous and just horse around with it. I love to see what's going to happen. So here are my legs. I know it's hard to see. I'll put them down on the table. Give a nice background. Okay, here's the creature that is starting to develop. Got the legs. Got the torso. And I'm not so sure about my head. Yeah, my head. Okay. And then the arms. Your arms come from your shoulders, so what I'm demonstrating now is when you punch your hole in the shoulder area. Now, if you don't have a hole puncher, no problem. I gave you a stylus. Just be careful and poke that little hole into the table or something away from your body, okay? And then, now, let's see. I want to attach that to my shoulder. Quick demo. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. I put it right too close to the edge. I'm not normally used to this hole puncher. It's okay. I'm going to do another one. It's no biggie. Not the end of the world. Go in a little deeper. Okay, now I'm affixing those two pieces together via the brad. Now, if you're a hole puncher, sometimes the holes are too big for the brads, but it's meant to flop around. Okay, here's my arm piece. I'm going to glue my head on because I don't want the head flopping around. So I'm going to glue that one on. Since I didn't bring glue over here, I guess I'll just use tape. Improvise. I will glue that on later. Okay, so now you can see how my character is starting to develop. Let's add the legs. And I'm just going to let you go from here, okay? Rock and roll it. It's fun to cut little details in the characters too, and so that you can show that they have some frills or some edges or some, it'll look nice. I must show this one's fur with some little zigzags. Because on the wall during the shadow play. Okay, so now this one has a little, I'm just showing a little bit of fur. It's a furry creature. I'm going to add the other arm, the other leg. Maybe more arms. Maybe I'll just add the other arms like this. And then the sticks, the chopsticks, because China was the origin. Okay, here's my shadow character. My shadow puppet is almost ready. It's going to take me some more time though. Take your time. Enjoy what you're doing. Be free. There is no right and wrong. Just as long as you are finding interesting ways to manipulate the materials, ways that you think are interesting, that's what's important. Right, Snuggle Cat? It's not about what looks good or looks bad, or if mine's right or wrong. That's not why we are doing art unboxed. That's what it's about, okay? You're creating your own answers and something brand new that's never been seen before. Your own unique original sauce. You've got your special sauce, okay? Yum. I'm going to put this, tape the sticks to whichever arms I'm going to manipulate. And then my character will, and you know what? Take these ideas and go from there, but bring your characters to life and then make a little video of your performance. And maybe you want to include sound, however deep you want to get into this stuff, okay? Because creative thinking means that you can take it and run down avenues that I'm not going to plan. You know, these are paths of exploration. So that's why it's just a prompt, and fly, pounce. I love you. Thank you for joining me. And I can't wait to see what we come up with. Okay? Unboxed, Wildys World. Until next time, I love you. Have fun.